My name is Dawn Smith. I am the head swim coach of the varsity boys and girls swim team. Some of the most important skills for a swim coach, number one, I would say, is flexibility. You have to be able to adapt to every situation at the drop of a dime. Every year could be a different year. Your athletes are different, so you have to be able to change and grow with the sport and grow with your team. How I plan for my season and my practices is I look from the kids from the year before, I grow from them, and then I adjust as we start the season and making sure everybody, every lane gets what they need through the practice. An ideal practice for the swimmers depends on commitment and ability, but anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours. Since this is a high school sport, we have requirements of how much they should practice, which should be 5 to 6 days a week. To get swimmers to work together is more on you guys. We can only do so much to lead you guys to work together. We can talk about it, we can encourage it, but it's more about you and the people you train with in your lane. I try to keep them motivated and engaging by having fun, interacting on the pool deck and off the pool deck with them, and just making sure that we're working together and just enjoying what we are doing. Do I have a favorite stroke? Personally, I would say breaststroke, because that was my stroke. But if I'm watching, I like watching sprint freestyle because of the power and the explosion. Breaststroke just is a favorite that way, but ultimately it depends on the day, I think. The best feedback, the best time would be depending on the swimmer. Not all swimmers are prepared to hear feedback right after they're done. Some need time to process. Some need the feedback right away. So I think it depends on your athlete, and that's the coach's job to get to know the athlete. What qualities are important for a swimmer? Dedication, heart, and drive. If you don't have dedication, you're not going to show up. If you don't have heart, you're not going to try to perform the best, and drive is wanting to do better. It's not always about the wins and losses. It's about the PRs from the athletes. It's about how did our team work together throughout the year. It's about, did we see the growth of the team? Did we see personal growth and the times, the strokes? That's how you define a successful season, with some wins and losses. I will agree with that, and ultimately we want the best, but that's not everything. The most excitement is the group of athletes we had this year. I am looking forward to the team camaraderie. I'm looking forward to a whole new group of athletes and what they're going to bring to this sport. I think every coach knows every year you have seniors, so you know you have to adapt to what's coming next, so you always are planning for the next. All seniors come and go. We know that, so you're looking what's coming next. You're looking as your freshman class before they're even here, so you're adapting before your seniors are even gone. My ideal size of a team probably would be 50 to 60, just because then you could rest kids at times for meets, and you could put a whole new lineup in and then rest them and go back and forth. Swimming's hard. It's a sport you kind of have to really start at a young age to adapt to the strokes and adapt to the training. It's not one that you can just pick up and train as easy as some of the others. It's talked about amongst the athletes. If you guys talk about how great it is and how fun it is to come out for the team, you might get a couple more kids to come out. That's how we can motivate more kids to come out. One piece of advice for potential swimmers is set a goal, but know that it's not the only thing that you need to focus on throughout the year. Don't just focus on that goal, have it, and focus on the experience, the enjoyment, and focus on what you're getting out of it.
My name is William. I'm one of the assistant swim coaches. Some of the most important swimming skills that a swim coach can have are, I think, having done the sport and swam before, growing up, just experiencing what all the swimmers go through on a daily basis, having experienced that from a young kid through high school, I think definitely helps. Did I swim in high school? Yes, I did swim here for 4 years. It was a lot of fun. How has the coaching changed? It's definitely different. There's definitely different ways of coaching from back then that you couldn't do now. The current coach, Dawn, is definitely quieter than my coach. But yeah.